And welcome back to Stories from the River. Welcome to episode 360. We've got a grand opening episode for you today.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
Derryck, welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to be here in Spokane, Washington with you. So listen, we got a big, exciting day that just happened today. Tell our audience what happened.
Well, we just did our grand opening for the Spokane location. Boy, does Broad River know how to throw a party. That is all I've got to say.
We're 2 in 1 day today, by the way.
And 2 in 1 day, first in Broad River history, as I've heard.
All right, Derryck, before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about you and your background, just broad brushstrokes. Like, tell us about you.
Yeah, so my wife and I moved here 4 months ago for the opening of this store. Before that, we were living in Oklahoma, and so we moved thousands of miles to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
I have worked in the furniture industry for about 10 years now. I was with the Mathis Brothers organization in that Oklahoma.
Great friends of ours.
Yes. Great place to kind of hash my teeth on, if that's a way to phrase. I have learned so much from them. And so I ended up running a store, and we knew that we wanted to leave Oklahoma the entire time we lived there. And so as soon as I started kind of reaching out and asking about other opportunities in other parts of the country. That's right around when Broad River announced that they were opening the store in the first place. And my wife and I actually moved to Oklahoma from Washington State. So this was kind of a dream come true, right? I just had to ask for it. I couldn't not.
So you and your wife always wanted to get back to the Northwest?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we moved to Oklahoma from Linwood, which is north of Seattle.
Why did you move to Oklahoma in the first place?
Well, my dad lives there. My brother lives there. It's really hard to live in Seattle off of one income, and my wife was really sick really early when she was pregnant, and so all of those things added together, right? First grandkid of the family, and so there's a lot of reasons that it made sense to move out there. But we got into this point where, every 2 years we would rehash our plan for moving back to Washington State, and what ended up happening is, we're signing a lease on a house, or we buy a house, but we don't want to make changes so we don't affect the resale value, right? And we just constantly were in this gray area of we're not quite staying, but we're not quite going, and it just wasn't sustainable. And in like 2024 was when we decided, okay, we're gonna leave the state in 2027, right? Because oldest kid gets into middle school, youngest kid gets into elementary school. It's a clean break. We'll sell the house, have a bunch of savings, come out here, figure things out. You'll notice this is a lot sooner than 2027. So as soon as I heard that this store was opening, like I said earlier, could not resist the urge to ask for it.
Well, that's awesome. So Derryck is our general manager here. Melanie Pratt, you came here as the co-leadership with Melanie. She moved from the Carolinas. She's our senior GM, and we knew we wanted to grow out in this area. And the fact that you wanted to move out here, that you worked with Mathis, that you had the experience, we did the video interviews with you, and that you're going to move your family out here. We loved it. We loved that you had experience, knowledge, wanted to move back here, and so you made the move. You came on this great adventure to help us hire the team and build the store. And so, kind of, what are some of the nuances of, like, yes, you've done retail before, and Mathis is a great organization, and you've done some work with them, but this is like a whole other beast. 3 stories, 101,000 square feet, Ashley store and outlet. So what are some of the challenges or learnings that you've kind of embraced as you came into this opportunity?
The biggest lesson I took away was we're saying the same thing, and it's so crazy that to go from such wildly different circumstances, right? I had a 30,000 square foot store with 18 employees, right? To jump to 100,000 is a big shift. But going from Mathis Brothers to Broad River, we're saying the same thing. And it's different words, don't get me wrong. But the idea that when you greet the guest, you say anything other than what are you looking for, right? Because as soon as you start talking about business, they shut you out, they don't want to talk. And as I'm explaining this, we realize, Broad River just calls that the connect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just non-business greet. We've actually, it's part of our textbook. We've got to figure it out. So biggest lesson I had was that really we're all kind of saying the same thing. It's how rigorous and how specific do we get in that attack plan and that offense, as Stacy likes to say. And so as far as challenges go, it's 100% trying to teach 15 furniture sales babies how to turn into furniture sales teenagers and furniture sales adults. It is hard, the level of investment it takes to get someone to, hear everything that a customer might say and have an answer to it and have the confidence to execute. Yeah. That's a big...
Keep going.
No, that's just a big challenge to teach, right? There's a certain amount of time, certain amount of exposure that you need to confidently talk to a guest 100% through the sale and not run into any kind of pitfalls.
It's a lot. And you had a mix of new hires, like some who had experience, but then they had to learn the Broad River way, and then some who had no experience. Now, I got to meet your wife, Mariah, and your daughter, Lucy, and your son, Miles, and they came here out for the grand opening. At least your daughter and your wife did, and then your son just joined after the
yeah, he wanted to pop the balloons. It was a good move not to bring him.
Okay. And so, when did you move out here?
In December.
Okay, and so were you part of the hiring team? Did you help, or the store setup team?
I came in a week after training started.
Okay, so you saw the store getting set up and part of the training going on, and so and then tell us about your partnership with Melanie, like to co-lead the store, and you guys probably connected over the phone or some video calls, and so what was your expectations coming in? Okay, I'm going to co-lead the store with Melanie, and how did you guys approach it?
Well, that was one of the things I was most nervous for. Melanie on the phone and Melanie over text is very dry. I don't know if you knew that or not. And so I was talking to my wife, and I was very nervous because I didn't really know what I was stepping into. I knew that Broad River was, had a strong culture and had a strong process. But outside of that, there wasn't really specifics on the inside of how things work. So I was incredibly nervous because I like to be a little off the wall, a little weird, right? A little interesting, different.
Give us an example of that.
Oh, okay. So one of our most recent weekend activities was when we draw the room. It's typically on an 8x11 sheet of paper. Sometimes it's pre-drawn. Sometimes we draw the square ourselves. And I thought, this is really boring. I want to make it more interesting. We did a bring your own draw the room, and it was anything other than an 8x11 sheet of paper.
Okay.
So people brought in t-shirts, dinner plate, paper towels. There was actually, we had paper plates from Easter that we had left over. So we have, someone's Thrive folder is 15, paper plates of draw the rooms filled out.
Just to kind of keep it fresh.
Yeah. And the craziest thing happened, customers didn't care. Like it was, let me take this mega Sharpie and write on this shirt. There was no question of it. There was no challenge. There was no disagreement or anything like that. And so I was really nervous that I wouldn't have the freedom to express some of the creativity that I pour into this. I'm not even kidding. On the second day, Melanie comes in with a cow costume, ringing a cowbell with the air blow up. I immediately texted my wife, I'm going to be just fine. This is going to be okay.
So you were nervous that she was dry, and then you're like...
I was really nervous. And I got to tell you, you could not pick two better people to have started this. I don't think that there are any other pairs of managers that would be able to do as well as we did here.
Okay, that's awesome. So somehow we fortune smiled on us. Smiled, the sun shined on us that day. That was great. So we turned out in our favor. So how has the Spokane Ashley exceeded or met your expectations?
So I did not realize just how big this store was going to be, first off.
We told you 101.
I know. You say that, but it's a whole different ballgame once you're actually here working the floor. As far as Spokane specifically, I got to say the main thing that really separates clientele here from any other clients I've worked with is you can't be fake at all. You have to be genuine. And the minute you're not, it is so obvious and everything falls apart so quickly. It's been really refreshing.
Yeah.
If you're talking to a stranger on the street and they ask how your day is, they actually care about how your day is, right? I was coming from the Midwest where it's supposed to be, known for its charm, known for how nice everyone is. And Spokane blows them out the water. They don't hold a candle to anything I've experienced here. Yeah, but my neighbors, people that I've talked to here, doesn't compare.
That's so interesting.
And even in Seattle, because I was there too, there's not enough time to connect with anyone there.
Yeah.
And so here, I don't know, it slows it down a little bit more. I don't know what it is,
Okay.
but you can have a genuine connection with a random person on the street, and you don't have to worry about ulterior motives. Like
Yeah.
it's
So
just a
So you like the authenticity?
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and you fit in. You feel like you've kind of found your people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I feel like I'm in the right place.
Okay. And like, tell us about like some of the new things here with like, you've got like a 70, 80 bed sleep shop.
Yeah.
You've got an outlet as a store within a store. You've got
Yep.
now Ashley Luxe. I'm sporting my AL lapel pin. So
Yeah.
like, what about like the product, the merchandising kind of excites you or that you're fired up about?
Oh, it's great that I have an offer for every single guest that I talk to, every
Well,
single style.
We hear a cowbell going off
We
right
do,
now. So
we do. It's so good to be here. But yeah, I don't care what style we're leaning towards, what color we're leaning towards, what price point we're leaning towards, what circumstances we're operating inside of. I have an offer that is going to be a really good offer.
Okay, that's awesome. And what about like VIP, CXM, or are there any things with like some of our pillars or sleep that you see as the biggest opportunities, or things like, hey, once we kind of get a little bit better at this, we're going to the next level?
We, on a weekly basis, have a new mountain to chase, right? For every week that we have a fantastic cowbell percent, we have maybe a conversion that falls, or a secret sauce that falls, or a sleep percent that falls, right? So we have a lot of opportunity across the board, and I think it's more from the perspective of getting tenured salespeople that can confidently execute the process. That's the biggest opportunity right now.
Or a new trail to hike.
Or a new trail.
Or a
to
new
hike.
waterfall to go scope out. You told me how you're going on like a new hike or something every weekend, right?
Oh yeah. We've seen 4 waterfalls in as many weekends. I'm sure we're going to see another one, next week. I just got Memorial Days in the way, so it'll postpone a little bit.
So you like all the natural elements that Spokane has to offer as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I need to be able to take my 4-year-old and just kind of throw him out into a thing and not worry about him like breaking things or yelling at people. He just gets to do what he wants.
That's awesome. Well, let's go back to the team. So you shared a little bit about you and Melanie and that great co-working relationship. Brag on your team for a little bit, or tell us like,
Oh, absolutely.
tell us about the team from either the office, front office, back office, visuals.
Hope is the strongest REM in the company. I don't care I haven't looked at the actual metric to know if this is true or not.
But she's just amazing for you.
It's absolutely true.
She's great. She's
It's
great.
absolutely true.
She took me on a tour of the whole showroom. earlier today.
Good. Incredibly grateful to Emily for coming out and helping getting everything on the rope. She was, I think, doing 4 different positions at the same time because, yes, she was doing the sales audit thing, but she was also teaching Hope how to be an REM, but also teaching salespeople how to key tickets. Like there was a lot that she...
And she just got promoted to associate manager of retail operations, and she's one of our folks who kind of moved out here with Project Cascade is one of our culture carriers.
Very good, very good. But yeah, so we have, I have people like Brent who can connect with just about anyone. Turns out he's related to 1/3 of the people that come through in some capacity. Indigo, very similar. It's funny because him and Indigo somehow know all the same people without knowing each other. And so we got to discover that over the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
We have David, who you met earlier, who I don't think has had a bad day ever. Like it's not in his blood. He can't do it. We have Kaylee, who quickly came out the gates with VIP figured out. We've got a lot of really good people on our team that are doing a lot of good things.
I met Samaro.
Yes, we're very glad to have Samaro. She came over here from Lazy Boy and from Aaron's previously, and so she brings a whole level of professionalism that is just head and shoulders above anyone I've worked with.
And Avery,
in the past.
And Avery moved out here as well.
Avery moved out here. He's been fantastic. Avery is great because I, from across the store, can like flick the eyes there to him to someone, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like half of a head nod, and we're good. Like it is the craziest thing. Him and Avery and Melanie working the floor together is probably the most fun I've had in selling furniture.
That's awesome.
It is so fun.
What is our Spokane Ashley store going to be known for? What are the Pathfinders, the Spokane Pathfinders, going to be known for?
I think we're going to be known for one secret sauce. We've already built a little bit of a reputation on that.
Yeah, you really have. It's impressive.
And so we've got a little bit of being process pure, at least as far as 3X is concerned. That's a large reason for those numbers. I think that anyone can hit the secret sauce we're hitting. We're not doing anything secret or special. I think that we're going to be known for never backing down from a challenge. There's never going to be a thing that we can't figure out. We have too many smart people. We have too much talent. We have too much going in our camp to not be able to figure something out.
And you guys have started to develop that resiliency because you're like a startup, and any startup has hurdles and obstacles that they have to kind of figure out and get through the new challenge. And like you said, it's just a new mountain that we got to chase or climb, and or waterfall we got to go pursue and go pathfind and work our way through it. So what are you looking forward to, for the rest of this year?
I'm looking forward to having a strong team that when we add a fourth, a third, a fifth, whatever number of stores we're going to land at in this region, because we're not stopping at 2. But whatever number of stores we land at, I know that not only do I have a strong team in my store, but I also know that the people that run that next store, they came from here.
Yeah.
I think that this entire region, the management team, the retail team, it's all going to grow from this store.
Yeah, that's great, because this will be like ground zero, the
Yeah.
nucleus or the hub to become the new hub of a new wheel, for the additional spokes that we want to add. And in that regards, it's a lot of pressure, but there's pressure brings privilege, right? And it's a privilege to kind of lead your people and lead them well and instill the right processes and behaviors from the get, and go through some hurdles and obstacles along the way. Hopefully no one else gets stuck in a freight elevator.
Hopefully no one gets stuck in an elevator.
Yeah.
No one else.
Yeah, that's right. So Derryck, Derryck, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
My wife says the Y is for why you're still talking. So you need to make fun of me. That's a good way.
Yeah, I love it. So you've got like creativity. You like to kind of think outside the box. You've got this creativity that's kind of bursting out of you, and you've got, I'm sure, some fun memories or stories. There's always some great startup stories and memories. Since this is called Stories from the River, give our audience maybe a funny story or memory that stands out so far.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely how I got here. We talked before that in 2024, I decided that we're going to come out here.
In 2027, and we just pulled it forward.
Yeah. In 2025, I talked to Stacy McCormick maybe 6 times over the course of the year.
Okay.
And each time, all I could think was, man, I can't wait to talk to him again.
Okay.
And, it was January, and then it was April, and then it was, June. July, and each time we finished the conversation with, hey, I don't know what it's going to look like for the management team in that store yet. I know that I want to talk to you again. And so then we just kind of punted it a little bit further. So it got to be August. And I know that if we're trying to train a team for 30 days and open in December, then you should probably decide your manager like now, right? So I'm talking to him in August, and I'm like what is are you going to hire me? What's going to happen? And he says, Derryck, I cannot in good conscience give you a real answer. I promise you that as soon as we're deciding who's going to run the store, you're in the pool, we're going to talk to you. And I said, okay, I can work with that. And I look at my wife, and I say, the market's pretty hot right now, right? It's August, it's the end of summer. If we're going to sell our house, we should do it now compared to trying to sell in November, December when we're trying to move across the country. She's like, are you crazy? So before getting a job offer, before getting any finality, in August, we listed our house and sold it.
Wow.
With the plan to move out here. I couldn't think of a better person to take on this crazy adventure with. I could not think of a better business partner to jump in with 2 feet for. And so we sold without any kind of promise or assurance, betting on the fact that it's probably going to be okay.
You know the story about burning the ships, burning the boats?
Uh-huh.
So you guys essentially burned the ships.
Yeah,
said,
scorched earth.
Yeah, scorched earth. Boats are burned. We're not looking back. We're only going forward.
That's right.
That's a great place to leave it. I love that you shared that story. I love that you burned the ships to say, hey, we're moving to Spokane.
We're doing this.
We're going to bet on the fact that we're going to get this job offer and land it, and you stuck with it.
It's going to be okay.
And we had to work through a lot of things.
We will figure it out. We had to work through some things, but we're going to figure it out. It'll be okay.
You know what? It's okay to be entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial. And hey, a lot of people centuries ago kind of came out west with that same mindset. Hey, we're going to head west, young man. And so you and your wife decided, hey, we're just going to head back home, head to the Northwest, and figure it out. Well, I'm really, really glad that you did. Such a special day, a grand opening day. This store was nearly 2 years in the making from when we first kind of had the first conversation to when it opened. January 2024 to December 2025, late December 2025.
That's right.
And here we are into May 13th, 2026. So I'm glad that your vision got pulled forward. I'm glad that you and wife had the vision that we want to move back to Washington State. We needed you. We're glad you're here. I'm glad you're partnering with Melanie in leading this team and leading it well. And so to continued success as we cascade from Spokane and this 3-story beautiful Ashley store on North Division Street into what we become in the Northwest or the inland Northwest. So any final words, Derryck, for our audience as we sign off here?
Thank you. That's all I got. I'm so glad. I'm in the right place.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and you're welcome. And hey, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode 360 with Derryck Hugson from our grand opening at the Spokane Ashley store, or 3-story Ashley store and outlet, the Spokane Pathfinders. Hey, thanks for joining us here on Stories from the River. We try to bring you a fresh new episode every Tuesday. You can check us out on LinkedIn, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.